How are y'all this morning?
We're good.
Are y'all excited to come back to school?
Not really.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how great was fall break?
Negative
10.
10.
Negative. Well, good. I'm glad that we're back. I too enjoyed my break. But as always, it's nice for me to come back. I know you may not. So you got 2 handouts. We're moving from magical realism into a new genre, the genre of minimalism. But the first thing I want you to do is to get into groups of 4. And you'll have your word bank handouts. It's a list of words. And you can actually, it's kind of a small class, so why don't we just do pairs? Or if you're in a group of 3, stay in your group of 3. Otherwise, get into pairs. And split the list up, divide the list up. And I want you to go on to I brainstorm. So one person will have a few words, another person will have another few words, and then go into I brainstorm, and you'll plug in your assigned word and the definition. And then you'll share it with each other. That way, everybody in the group should be able to see by the end all the definitions to all of the words. Does everybody have like the I brainstorm and everything? Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to do this. So it shouldn't take long. All you have to do is just pull up dictionary.com or Google and find me the definition.
No, I'm doing blog, connection, vulnerable, sensitive.
So everybody picked 5 different words.
First half of the list, and then pick the second half of the list or something like that. That way, by the end,
I'll do relationship. I'll do miracle, infer, call.
Because I didn't know that you had moved yourself over here to the side of the room. So I marked you absent, and then I was like, and then I saw your little head poke around, and you said something, and I was like, oh, there she is. I got to fix the attendance.
There's 20 words.
I'll do the second
So I said she wants to do no more. Yeah. So I can you can put the camera on there for a second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All the rappers. If it's flawed, that means it's not a mistake. Oh, that's a nice book.
Are you guys working together?
You showed me something that I had not seen. It's right here. Yeah.
Yeah, we are, but it's gonna mess with those and you have a definition.
Do you have words to look up? Did y'all have y'all figured out which words? Okay. All right. That's good.
Wait, no,
Not very loud.
What, the timer?
Yeah. I'm sure there's like a sound alert on there that's louder than the others, but I don't know.
And they're used to it. They know when they hear it what it means.
You know,
We're trying to see who has to do the extra work.
Who doesn't have to do it? Don't you hungry?
I know.
You know,
Him and then I'm the only person in my group. I have.
Sorry, I haven't
I'm Blossom. Oh yeah, Ellie. Not Ellie, not Clarinet Ellie, saxophone Ellie. You know who I haven't seen in a while.
She in my class is and some of them. They have Ellie for first. She still talks all the time, but not as much.
I remember in 6th grade she does
They really split us up for sure.
I have like none of people had like.
Wait, what do we call it?
I
don't have like I have like y'all main, but I only really have like 2 or 3 classes from y'all. But like other than that, it's like are you connected?
wait a second.
My name or just
Alright, and then
there is more of them in our class than it is in y'all.
and everybody pick a different
Oh,
color.
we have a lot.
For
My
your
social class is amazing.
Have more than one.
And then, so then whenever you put it, then you'll say like, look, I've got all the blue ones, so you know that you have all of Jesse's, and I got all the pink ones, so and all the orange or whatever.
Maybe at least the first
Do the
one.
words and then toss it to each other.
First one's
I mean, even that one is still related to that first definition. So I would just go with the first one.
I'll do the first 7. So I do these 7, the first 7. Would you feel weird being like a 10th grader and like one of the other classes? Yeah, first she's very
I did get last night.
I choked. I was drinking water when we were next to yesterday.
Are you I didn't forget to eat.
You got about 40 seconds left.
Voting is private.
Because you have Hillary.
That's why we go into a private voting
You
booth.
have Hillary over there. So I thought you were voting.
Yeah, it's a meme that I made and hung in Dr. Weatherington's office.
Having your vote for?
Quit trying to put together the evidence and discern what my private vote is.
I just wanted to.
Who are you voting for?
If I could vote, I wouldn't.
That's lame. Yes, it is.
But you know, it's like which one's better than you?
It is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A choice has to be made.
Which one's better than you?
Is it not stopping?
Wait, maybe.
There we go. Always a learning process.
Alright, everybody. So you should all have the definitions of all 20 of the words. If you don't have the definitions of all 20, then you should have pretty close to it because of everybody sharing the definitions on the iBrainstorm. Keep that up for the rest of the lesson, because you may refer back to it. Also, keep your word bank handout handy. We're about to read the first half of the short story, Cathedral. And while we read it, I want you guys to be looking specifically for some of the words that you found the definitions for. Now, these may not be words that show up in the story verbatim, but they could be themes or inferred characteristics in the writing. Some of the words I know are anti-hero, flawed, empathy, connection, vulnerable, disaffected. These are not words that may necessarily show up in the story. Your job is to act as the detective while you're reading the story and figure out when these words are inferred. So, who is the anti-hero? You know the definition of anti-hero now. So as you're reading the story, you should be able to pick up on who is the anti-hero. Is there an anti-hero? Who is flawed? Is it a person that's flawed? Is it an attitude? Is it a way of thinking that's flawed in the story? And then some of the other words like transformation. What kind of transformation happens in the story? Is there a person that transforms? Is there a person that does not transform? So as we read the first half of the story, I want you guys to make notes either on the story itself or on your word bank. I want you to make notes on any time that you see these words inferred in the text, okay? So before we start reading, I told you, we just finished the unit on magical realism. And can anybody tell me the 3 elements of magical realism? Remember? The 3 characteristics of magical realism? Magic. Real.
Mystery.
And mystery. Mystery. Very good. So, you know how magical realism, we talked about how these stories made you wonder because the stories didn't really answer a lot of questions. Like The Very Old Man with Enormous Wings, it gives you this fantastic scenario, but it doesn't really explain, right? It doesn't explain out to create a very mysterious and fantastical story. Well, minimalism, which is what the unit we're getting into now, kind of does the same thing, except it doesn't leave out like story plots or anything like that. It leaves out a lot of language to create a mood of a piece. So when you read this, it's going to be very different reading than 2 words or A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings because of the writing style. You'll notice that it's not super descriptive. He doesn't describe the house or the weather. He doesn't describe, in depth all the thoughts and emotions. It's very cut and dry. So minimalism is concerned with stripping away the unnecessary words and language and descriptions to get to the heart of the matter. So the way that they do use their descriptions and they do use their language is specifically to create a certain mood. So Raymond Carver is one of the most famous minimalist short story writers. I know many of you probably heard of Ernest Hemingway, who is considered to be one of the first minimalist writers. Also, a modern author who is also a minimalist writer is Cormac McCarthy. Anybody seen All the Pretty Horses or The Road? Those are 2 movies he made out of his book, No Country for Old Men. He wrote that. So these are all movies that have been made from his novels. Cormac McCarthy is also a minimalist writer and is still living today. So I want you guys to go to your handout, Cathedral, It's a short story. And I want you to read the first 7 pages. The first 7 pages. Okay? And it is printed on front and back, so that's that first 7 pages. That's the front considered one page, the back considered another page. Does that make sense? So on there, it should be.
Probably around 7. So we should
Okay, so read pages 1 through 7.
4 pages.
And then, when you're done reading the first 7 pages, please turn your story face down. That way, I know that you're done, and I can gauge how many people are still reading. Yes. While you're reading, I want you to put on your detective hats and make notes on your story or your word bank paper. Remember the words that you found the definitions for. I want you to make notes anytime that you think a word is being inferred or a theme is coming up in the story.
on its own.
It's just,
I didn't realize so
we're seeing
many.
people doing the test or whatever today, gonna be doing it tomorrow.
No. The only one in this class that will be gone tomorrow is Shay. Everybody else in this period will be here because this is all freshmen. It'll be fourth period that you'll have people missing tomorrow for the PSAT. And then next week, on Tuesday, they're going to take that Romeo and Juliet field trip. So there'll be, this whole class will be gone on Tuesday, and about half of fourth period will be gone. That'll be next week.
in peer share. If you can get some like closer up footage of him, of the students talking amongst themselves and stuff like that.
Okay. I can do that.
I might film again for fourth period.
Okay.
Cause I'm gonna use this lesson for, I'll be doing my TPA.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm not happy with the lesson from last term. So I'm gonna use this lesson for that and that filming. So
Mm-hmm.
that way if I do both class periods, I'll have more to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Your autograph.
Okay.
And I'm attaching the paper to the grade change form just in case. Thank you.
those of you who are finished reading, open up Shobi, and there's a Cathedral Part 1. There are discussion questions there. I want you to go ahead and individually read them to yourself and think about them and start working on responses, but don't submit yet. Just start working on your response as a draft, so to speak. Now I want you to, in your group or your pair, I want you to discuss your answers to the discussion questions. Discuss them with each other. You can change anything in your own answer. You can really go back and change something. And then each of you is going to submit your response when you're done.
Chicago.
But I want you guys to talk to each other and explain your answers to the questions. Somebody else might have a different idea on a question than you had. So this is the time to kind of steal each other's ideas and talk to each other.
I think it was very intelligent considering that he was born.
He's in his 40s. What's his nose?
Why would he ask that? Did I have to present her?
And his friend is the wife.
Are we going to present her? I don't think so. She just said she's doing it. I don't see it, but I feel like. Alright, girls, what did you get for everyone? Blind date is here.
Changes as you progress through the story, and he's obviously having to interact with turmoils and things like that, struggling with the blind man.
They so
Another example of a side character that you may not think of automatically would be when he talks about his wife's first boyfriend or first husband or whatever.
The blind man's
Yeah, those are not like active characters in the story, but they're still characters. So those would be considered static characters. They're there for a reason, but they're not progressing the story necessarily. Good work, guys.
She worked. It's nature. What's the nature?
Finished.
It's the nature. It's right now. No, it has to be a C word. The nature. I need to look for nature. I literally think you just write down. Like, I know. Can I list the nature? Do we keep this stuff?
Yes.
Oh. I hit my phone ball. It's very funny.
It's funny.
But I was like, stay calm, they just lead you through it. And that put roaches on your face and stuff. They put cockroaches on your face? Real ones?
Did y'all finish your discussion questions?
Yes. He's like, you see this? And then he blindfolded me again and put it on my face. They put it in Ashley's ear.
Did you find any that felt like
But it's really bad. But he smells so good. Taylor, dude.
and how do you
Go dude. But it's like
definitely
oh, and then the
I think fall would be like his blondness.
okay. So be physical, like his blindness. What about in relation to the other characters?
Well, they're with the narrator's jealous of him. Jealous. Not good. Transformation. I got a feeling that he's gonna like him.
what did you say?
And what about like the tone of the story? Like when you're talking about even just in describing the
Everybody's just sitting here like we ain't supposed to leave.
I don't know.